Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your message right now, what it is that you need to hear. So let's just dive in. And first I'm going to have a look at who am I reading for? Who am I talking to? Um, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So somebody's had something crash and burn on them, and there's a lot of confusion, but also a lot of thought going into something right now. It feels as if everything is breaking down for you and you're slowly rebuilding at the same time, or you're trying to keep it all together. And it feels as if like everything on all sides is just not working out. And you're wondering, what is going on? What are these energies? What am I to do? What am I supposed to do? It also feels like there's a realization that's hit that something is not going to work out the way that you'd hoped or the way that you anticipated or planned. It feels as if this is actually liberating you, but you're not at that stage where you can see that liberation yet, where freedom looks pretty scary. It looks directionless. What else for this person I'm reading for? We've got the four of Yeah. So you're sitting pretty quietly. It could be that you've completely withdrawn from everything and everyone. It could be that you're trying to maintain your balance, your equilibrium, doing lots of meditating or some kind of, exercising or you name it. But it seems like you've withdrawn and you're solely focused on how can I get over this problem? How can I solve this problem? How can I make things work? There's 1 second. This one flipped out. There's some kind of a betrayal here. And it feels like you can't get over some kind of a betrayal. It feels, whether this be by a partner, friends, family, it feels like there's some kind of a betrayal and you can't get over that. Like somebody, maybe they were talking about you, maybe they were telling stories about you that weren't fully true, but it feels like you've decided, you know what, I'm better off on my own. I'm better off doing my own thing. If I build on others, this is what happens. If I depend on others, this is what happens. If I trust others, this is what happens. So it feels like your connection, what you associate with others and partners and people, it's right now it's in a very negative space. And of course, because people are social creatures, this is leaving you in a negative space as well. So it's kind of hard for you to find the trust that you need to find to go out there and do things, to be inspired again, which is what you really want to be, is feeling inspiration, feeling this inspiration for life and for love and for your talents and gifts and everything, and feeling like you actually have something to offer this world, feeling like there's something special about you that you have to give this world, that you have to share with this world. And you're really wanting that feeling, you're desiring that feeling of knowing what the right thing is to do, but not just knowing, being absolutely convinced that this is the right thing to do and this is the only way forward for you and this is the right way, this is the way your life was meant to go. And so you're sitting in contemplation and you're waiting for this moment of conviction to come up. But in the meantime, you're feeling betrayed. There's also the sense of this is not what I signed up for. Oops. The camera is upside down, so I always have to. Then we have, yeah, overthinking it, right? Completely overthinking things, thinking things through. And we see this deep level of contemplation. Like it's not letting you go. Whatever happened here, it's not letting you go. You're still carrying wounds that are affecting your perspective and your thinking that really need to heal. But this is a deep betrayal. And I want to say that it's in your past because you're sitting with your back to it. Um, And this is someone that you were going to build with. This was someone that you looked up to. This is someone who had some kind of authority in your life. This is someone you believed in. This is someone that you trusted and had faith in and really were would have gone to war for. What else, please? Yeah. So we have here there's a loss and an ending that you're not coming to terms with. And you're feeling like this is very, very blue. This is very, very blue. This is very blue. But you're just wishing it would all end, like you would finally be able to start over. So the 9 of Wands, praying for help, praying, praying, praying. Yeah, here's the betrayal again with the 5 of Swords and fighting, fighting for your life, literally. Okay, so this is the first part of this reading is just describing who I'm reading for. And it feels like, as you can see, this is someone who is really actually a bright flame. This is a bright flame person. This is someone who's had a lot of energy, had a lot of impact in their past. This is someone who really shows up in love for everyone, who lights everyone's candles, who really has a lot of passion and a lot of love and a lot of energy to give, but you're completely swamped, surrounded, and overwhelmed by negativity. And people just come and bring their negativity to their door, or they project it onto you, or they do things with you that leave you in a negative space. So, this has you really thinking hard. It has you contemplating, meditating, turning to also some darker methods of spirituality you may have tried out in the past, okay, but I think you gave that up. And it feels as if you feel like I'm in this by myself. Nobody's got my back. Nobody's here for me. We've got the double betrayal with the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords here. So definitely some kind of betrayal in your past, possibly from relationships that you've been in as well. Then we've got the prayers, but the prayers not really being answered or really being heard. Feeling like everything you touch doesn't work out, like a lot of unluckiness, and feeling like it's all just crumbling away. And so the question is, what am I doing here? What's my gift? What's my purpose? What's my talent? What am I supposed to be doing? And it feels like you're going through these existential questionings every day because it's all slowly making no sense to you anymore. And so you're going through a major transformation, right? You're going through a major transformation. And what's actually happening is your light is so bright and it's so big that there's a lot of ground to cover. You're trying to make sense of it all. You're trying to understand it all. You're trying to transform it all at once, but you can't do all this by yourself, number one. And number two, if you're that big of a light, imagine how much there is for you to learn about, to become aware of. And you're trying to do it all at once. So spirit's like, slow down. You've taken on the world onto your shoulders. Some of you are even making yourself responsible for other people. You're playing the savior and the hero, trying to save someone from something that is not your fight. It's not even your battle. That's what I'm feeling here. And you're trying to pick up the pieces and just carry on as if nothing happened. And while you're carrying on, you're grieving, but you're not taking the time to actually grieve, to just sit there and just grieve. So it feels as if, you've taken on all this stuff and you've absorbed all this stuff. Some of it you're aware of, some of it you're not aware of, such as the hero syndrome here, the martyr over here, the trying to do right by others over there. It just feels as if you're really feeling crushed by the world right now. You're feeling crushed by all your experiences, everything that's been going on, and you're watching the world burn. I feel like this tower card is the world burn. Like you're cognizant, you're aware that you're not the only one, that a lot is happening out there right now. There's a lot going on for people. But it just adds fuel to your fire of, what is this? What am I doing? What is this? So let's see what spirit says what this is for you. What is this? What is this? And I'm hearing we've got to go into your past, yeah? And this may be a past life that spirit's going to be giving me, but it feels as if we're going into your past even before I've pulled the cards. Yeah. So even before I've pulled the cards, we're going into the past. We're going into ancestry and lineage. This is the 10 of cups. Yeah. And a 10 of coins, sorry, the 10 of grain. And so we're seeing this lineage or this line, and it's leading all the way to the horizon of light. And you can see the light, but you're standing here, you're not quite there yet. And you're not quite sure, am I going to make it? And if I do, what do I need to do? Right? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing here? But this is connected to your lineage and to your ancestry. This is definitely connected. Here we have this, yeah, you're ending things. You're a cycle breaker. You're an absolute cycle breaker. You're the one that's come in with this scythe, with this cutting through old patterns, old systems, old ways of doing things. And so, yeah, you don't have a map because nobody has traveled into the lands that you're going to be traveling in. Nobody has done what you've done. Nobody has mind mapped that territory. Like we get so upset because we do things the way our parents did them, or we do things the way our grandparents did them. And not that we get upset, I should fix that, but it's kind of like when you're younger, you try to be so individual, and then when you have children, all of a sudden you're doing things the same way that your family has always done them. You fall into these old habits, these old patterns. And so this time, though, this lifetime, you're saying, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing these habits and these patterns. So the mind territories or the thought territories that you're moving into, the ways of thinking, solution finding, coping, this is all new. Nobody has done it in your family before. You can't look to what your family did or people in your family to find confirmation or validation for what you're doing or how you're going about things, because they don't know, because they haven't traveled that far. They haven't gone that far in their thinking, their mindset, their um, life, right? So you're completely cutting things off. You're doing things differently. You're moving forward into new territory, new terrain, and you don't have a map. Is that stressful? Yes, 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 it is. It is. Let's see here. So confirmation, the chariot, right? You've decided that you're going to break with the past. Some part of you has decided, I'm done with the past. I'm done with the way things were. I'm done with how we used to deal with things in this family. And I'm done with that kind of l- heritage, right? I'm going to move forward differently. So what's going on? Ah, okay. So there's a groundedness that comes with you and a joyousness. The ancestors are celebrating. See, ancestors celebration. This is the Four of Wands, by the way, the Four of Candles. And so the ancestors are celebrating that you've decided to go about things in a very grounded way. And even though you may feel emotionally neglected because of your independent pathway forward, your independent stance where nobody can really follow you, because you've decided to cut with the past and to really do your own thing, you're going to be feeling lonely. You're going to be feeling isolated. You're going to be feeling like, I don't have my tribe. I don't have my people. I don't have my, because again, we are social creatures. We were built to be family people, right? And tribal people. So when we don't have that tribe, but also what is good is that you haven't fallen into the trap of falling into tribes that weren't good for you, just so you're with a tribe. You've really decided to think things through, go things your own way, and and let them say what they wanna say. You're one of those that has broken with the traditions of the past. So if your family was like, it could be that you also changed your religion, you changed or stepped away from it, you switched countries, or you switched, the jobs that are traditionally in this family, but there's something that you're doing different and you're stepping out in a very independent way. Like these cards are scream independence. So this one for sure. This one, this is all independence. But your ancestors are super proud of you. Like they're still connected to you by a thread, but they're still connected to you. And so they're celebrating. They're celebrating that you've decided to do things differently. This is exactly what they wanted. You are the fulfillment of your ancestors' prayers. You are what they aspired to be. Remember that a lot of times our ancestors tried to marry better, and tried to marry the best that they were able to marry to, and or create new life with the best that they were able to create with, depending on the backgrounds. I'm not going to get into that too much. But we are the best after centuries and millennia of all these people coming together and creating new life. We sprang from that. And we are the best, the peak that came out of that line. So remember that. Honor yourself. Honor yourself, because I see in this card that you're really down on yourself right now because it is taxing. It is tiring. It is exhausting to go your own pathway and to have no one that understands you. And maybe you do have a little ones or several ones that are dependent on you that you're carrying through as well, that you've broken this cycle for so that they don't have to carry that burden as well. So maybe it is that, you're being really unnecessarily hard on yourself. And it could be that you're feeling also guilty a little bit because you've left the ancestral fold, or you've left the ancestors behind, and you've decided, I'm going to go a whole new pathway. Because whatever they believed and whatever they were living, it was clearly not working. Otherwise, they wouldn't have needed you to come into the family line and shake it up. So there's something happening that is it's moving too fast. Time is moving too fast for you right now. Things are moving too fast. You're afraid of a sacrifice in the future. Yeah. So because of all your experiences in the past, it feels as if you're also kind of headed towards, or you're afraid of having to sacrifice something in the future, having to give up something in the future. You're not quite sure what the future holds, or what you should be looking forward to, or what you should be looking for as signs along the way to let you know that you're on the right path. You don't know what you should be looking for, you know? So it's like, when we do the things that our ancestors did, let's say you grew up in a family where everybody studied medicine and everybody went to the same university. And so you know what to look out for. You know what it means. You probably even have some of the same professors or teachers that your parents had, right? So you know what to look out for. You know what it means when they send a certain kind of letter. You know what it means when this and this happens. It's all you have the internal roadmap. But you guys that I'm talking to, you don't have that. So you're out there and you're hesitant. You're hesitating. On the one hand, you may rush in where angels fear to tread because you don't want to miss out. And we see this rushing headlong in energy with the chariot and the knight of swords. And it could be that you're also quick to defend yourself. You're also quick to stand up for yourself. You fire back easily. You're verbally very good at defending yourself, and so others may see it as being rude or you name it. But it really feels as if you're just quick to defend yourself, and because you're trying to protect the little happiness that you have. You're trying to protect that little source of celebration here that you get to enjoy. So it feels as if, yeah, you're sacrificing a lot. You feel as if I have to sacrifice everything that I have, like every little thing that I make. I have to sacrifice it. And so there's this hesitation to move forward into something bigger, better, brighter, more because you feel like maybe the price is too high. The price is going to be too high. Let's see what would be there for you if you didn't hesitate and if you moved forward. What would be there, Spirit, if this person didn't hesitate and believed in the goodness, believed that everything was going to work out for them, believed that all would be well? What's waiting for them on the other side? We've got that, we've got that, and we've got that. So what's waiting for you on the other side is interesting. Once you push through your fear of decision making, your fear of stepping forward, your fear of believing, having faith, your fear of trusting again, all of a sudden, what's on the other side is you find a way forward from this toxicity without losing your soul. So we literally see here Joseph and his aunts or his family behind him. And these are his other brothers, and they're all very upset at him because he's got something special. And what Joseph has is special because it's different from what the family was used to doing. He did everything differently from the way his family did things. Whereas family or his brothers were used to arguing and fighting, he decided not to. Where his brothers were, conniving, he decided to be honest. So he did things differently, and that made him special. That made him stand out. And he made a cut with his line. He literally made a cut with his line as well. And so we see that happening, that once you decide to, I'm going to trust this, I'm going to trust whatever God has given me, whatever spirit has given me, my that I'm stepping out on my own, that I'm doing things on my own, that I'm doing things differently from what came before, from what others did, from what others are doing around me. Once you start to trust that, opportunities are going to go open up for you. This is the Ace of Grain or the Ace of Pentacles. So this indicates a new opportunity, right? New opportunities, new possibilities, new mindset, new tribe, new friends, new family, new everything. And there's a reminder here to sing. Did you know that singing clears the air? Singing clears the energies. So sing. And it says here, as a quote on this card, this is young David. Whenever the spirit from God came out on Saul, David would take up his lyre and play. Then relief would come to Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. This is in First of Samuel. So God used to send a reminders to Saul, but David's voice took it all away. David's singing took it all away. So there's a reminder here with the Knight of Cups to sing from your heart, and you'll see how your energy shifts and changes because you do have a gift of voice. Whoever I'm speaking to, you have a gift of voice. You may be a singer, you may be well, um, well, yeah, you may be a really good singer, you may be a really good articulate speaker, something like that, but you work with voice very, very, very well. So you need to sing. You need to sing it out. You need to sing it loud. You need to sing wherever you are and shift the energies around you. Shift the energies around you. Okay. And within you. Remember that we are over 70% water. So, whatever we constantly speak of or whatever we constantly repeat within and without, it programs our bodies as well. It programs us. So, if you decide to sing instead of falling into this fear, because you have the options here of how you're going to act or what you're going to do, you can either hesitate, fall into fear, and do the freeze reflex, or you can, do this reflex, which is taking action, being joyful, choosing to be joyful, choosing to be articulate and vocal, choosing to sing, choosing to rejoice in spite of. And that's exactly what Joseph did. So that leads you to, yes, new shores, a new family, a new tribe, but you can see the progression here, right? And so from this ancestral line, it pours through you and it continues down here. Look at where the waters end up. Up here is water and down here is water. Look at where the waters end up. You end up right back there. Because the thing is, you are your family. So even if you cut yourself off, even if you decide like I'm not, doing things the way that they did things, even if you do all that, you show up at this new shore, your family is right there with you because they're in you, they're through you, they're with you. And so there are family members that are supporting you from spirit. There are family members that are thinking what you're doing is fantastic, keep going, but they may not be articulating it because they're busy with their other stuff. But the overall feeling here is that I'm getting that you're not that alone on the outside as you feel on the inside. On the inside, you feel very alone, but you're not. Your tribe is already here, but you're hesitating. You're hesitating to really accept them, believe in them, trust them. And that may come for various reasons, indecision, fear of having to give something up, whatever that may be that you think you're going to have to give up. But all you're really doing is you're leaving this toxicity behind by moving into trust, because remember that the toxic side of your family came up because people didn't have trust. They didn't have faith. They didn't have belief, but you do. And that's how you heal that toxicity, is by living the positive side of things, living the trust, living the faith, living the belief, because your family wasn't able to, but you are. Sing it loud, sing it proud. Okay. Sing it loud, sing it proud. What's a closing message, please? A closing message. I'm hearing that there's someone who's going to be listening to this message who's contemplating divorcing or separating from their partner or their husband in particular. They want to move on from this connection. They feel like this connection is um, connected to their past, their ancestry, something like that, an old version of them, and they're ready to give up on it. And I feel like this is what's coming through here for them. Yeah. Oh, look at that. The exact same cards, eh? I can't even. So it is, I feel like there's a slight hesitation in moving on. What's the foundational? Yeah. So somebody who is betrayed, okay? Somebody feels like they were betrayed by someone that they were very close to. And now it feels as if there's a hesitation in reconnecting or creating family or starting fresh with this person. It feels like there can be no new beginning with this person because of the betrayal in the past. Yeah. They feel like the cycle has come to a close, has come to an end, and that it's time to move on and start something new, start something fresh. And there may be already someone else. There's already someone else on the way for this person. There may be someone else already in the waiting in the wings. But there is a sadness. There is a sadness for all the broken dreams and the past, but it's now time to build something new. Okay. It's now time to build something new. This is the three of coins, rebuilding something. One final card. Yeah. There is the, yeah. One final card, please. I don't feel like those were, there's something that was like, final card. Yeah. It's time to rebuild. Yeah. It's time to rebuild and to, this deck always brings us back to faith. Have faith, have faith, have faith. Okay, but it feels as if somebody was betrayed in some way, shape, or form, or they feel like the actions of their partner equals a betrayal. And they were on the fence maybe for a minute about a new beginning. They weren't sure if they should or not, but now they've come to the realization there is no new beginning. It just can't happen. And so, but a part of them is feeling a little bit guilty for it. Shouldn't I forgive? Shouldn't I forget? Shouldn't I be able to move on from this? But it is a cycle that has passed. It has come to an end. It has come to a close. And it's time to move on. This would only cause more arguments in the future because you can't forgive and heal as quickly as you needed to make this situation work. Um, it would always come up in arguments again. It would always flare up. There would be flare ups and even more. And it just erodes everything. So it feels as if follow something that, focus on your joy, right? Just in this moment and not in a shallow way. Oh, I'm going to do whatever I want like a little kid, but really focus on maintaining your spirit. Like there's nothing more important, you guys, in this life than minding your mind and your spirit. Your mind, your spirit, and your heart. Guard them with everything you have. Guard them. And so this card for me is like you guarding your mind, your spirit, and your heart, and focusing on what's positive about, you being able to move on initially until you get to a space where you're able to work through everything. But it also feels as if there's a wish fulfillment coming here. So something around this separation that you're concerned about, if it's going to happen or not, it is going to come through for you. Something's going to come through for you. Okay. And it feels here, yes, after that, you will have time to grieve. You will have time to work through the grief. You will have time to work through the heavier sides of this experience, but it's really time because spirit also wants, it feels like you're also needing to find the joy again, find the lightness in your being, find the joy again. So it's time to rebuild something. It's time to work on something new. It's time to build something new. Okay. And it feels like this newness is completely new. That's what it feels like to me. And you may be praying, is this the right way forward? Is this what I should be doing? Give me a sign. If this is you, this is your sign. And it does feel like this is something that you're going to, yeah, almost have to do. Now, this doesn't mean that there can't be a future reconciliation, but right now it feels as if this would be a very hard task for you to um, manage. Now, I'm not an advocate for people splitting up, right? But it does feel like this was some kind of a heavy, heavy, heavy betrayal that is very, very difficult. And if you can do it and you can go back and you can find peace in that situation, by all means, um, continue to pray over it. But it feels like this is a sign to you that it's okay if you choose to now move on from this. If you choose to find your peace elsewhere, okay? Because this feels like I'm not feeling this is your mission to redeem this person, to like it's you can forgive, you can, but it's time to move on. Okay, long story short. Okay, so that's what's coming up for me in the message for you guys today, and let's see what comes up for us tomorrow. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. Bye.